As we said, the first guest on this edition of Palmetto People is Riley Johnson, and he is right here in Seneca, South Carolina, up here in Oconee County. And he's worked in Greenville for the past 10, 20 years, but came home to Seneca, and now you are the Public Relations and Special Events Coordinator for the town of Seneca.
I am, and it's probably the best job I've ever had. It's fun to go to work every morning. Something new is always happening, so it's very exciting.
One of the best jobs in the state?
I think it's the best.
We are talking a little bit about some of the things that are happening here. When you get into a position like this and you're in charge of special events, what is your goal? What is your charge?
My goal is to try to give something back. And my position came about with a special, what they call a HAT tax, the Hospitality Accommodations Tax. Anytime you stay in Seneca or buy a meal from one of the restaurants, you give a percentage of that out of your bill back to the city. And that created opportunity for me to come along and bring ideas to the table. And that kind of motivates me to bring something that, whether you may like it, Richard, or the guy down the street may like something totally different. My goal is to find that event that can include everybody.
And it might not include everybody, but different events, different types of events, something that's going to appeal to everybody.
Exactly. And we're trying new things. That's something I wanted to do. When I first took the job, I had a reporter ask me, what's your goal? I said, something every week, you know, an event every weekend. They said, well, that's almost impossible. I said, what's wrong with achieving excellence? And shooting for that. Give something, instead of driving to Greenville or Anderson or out of state to Atlanta or over to Charlotte, we want to give them something right here. And this is a beautiful area. You're going to see the beautiful mountains, the lakes. Lake Kiwi is by far one of the most beautiful lakes in the area, in the country, really, and I've had a chance to travel. And it's just so inviting. So once you come into the city, and once you stay here a while, you're going to get the feeling like, wow, it's really nice, it's really home.
One of the things you said there struck me, and that is you want to give people something where they don't have to leave. Are you also looking for something or things that will draw people in from those other areas? How much is designed to appeal to residents, how much to visitors?
We want them both. We want to make the folks that live here regularly very happy, where they can take their kids to some family events. Also, we want to advertise to the outside folks that may be traveling through here. One of the busiest interstates in the country is I-85, and we want to give them a reason to turn right on 85, come check out Seneca, visit, stay the weekend, enjoy the lakes, the mountains, come for an event. We're always trying to do new events to bring people into Seneca.
And I suppose the philosophy there is if you can get people from outside, they'll stay in those hotels, generate more tax, you're able to do more things.
Exactly. It all goes back into the kettle to produce more events, and that's all part of it.
You're trying to bring new things online. How much of that is trial and error? How much of it is looking at what works in other communities? How much of it is doing research to see what the community wants?
We do both. We know that we've tried some things in the past. For example, this year was our 4th annual Seneca Festival. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's held on Friday and Saturday every year. So your listeners and viewers can make a note to be in Seneca next Memorial Day for the 5th annual Memorial Day Festival. But this year was the 4th. We had a guesstimated around 25,000 people in the city. And we just finished updating our new park, so it's beautiful. It's just, it's near north. It's on Main Street, so if folks come into Seneca, they can find it. Some of the restaurants were telling me they ran out of food, and that's a great problem. That many people. Then July 4th came along. This year we did about 15,000 people over a 5-hour period with a beautiful fireworks display. One of the guys, I wanted to bring a new event into this area. I got the idea. I was in Anderson, which is a city not far from us, and there was this helicopter rides. They were just doing helicopters over the lake. And I said, that'd be a neat little thing to try. So we brought him in, and it was a huge success. See, and the pilot told me one of the best festivals he's ever been to. He does a lot of local festivals. And he said the way you guys handled it, the warmth we felt, just being like home when we came into your area. And the response to that was incredible. Maybe over 500 riders over the 3-day period that he was here, which is really good. So we're trying new things, and we also want to cater to different segments of the market, not just an outdoors going festival type crowd. We want to do different things, maybe comedy acts. We want to try that. We also want to do jazz. There is a big section of this area that enjoys great music and jazz. So we're going to do Jazz on the Alley coming up in August, every Thursday night from 6 till 8. We're going to try it. Kind of like, Richard, what you was talking about, trial and error.
Yeah.
If this works, I got a real strong hunch it is, because the community is really getting behind it. They're asking questions, so you can just feel the enthusiasm. So when this works, we're going to maybe carry it on another month, and then next spring, bring it back again. So that's some things we're trying. New Year's Eve festivals, we're going to do that. We're going to count down on Ramcat Alley, a New Year's Eve. What we're kind of advertising, come spend the night and count it down with Dick Clark. So we're going to rent this big 20-foot screen and drop the ball on the screen. So we're going to have live music. It's going to be fun for the whole family. And all of this is family atmosphere.
And it sounds like you've got so much planned. And one of the times of the year that has been sort of a no-go for festivals has been the fall because of Clemson football. You don't want to compete with that. But one of the things you're looking at is trying to play off of that and give people something to do while the team's not on the field.
Exactly. And another thing, and exactly what you're talking about, Clemson football is huge here. Seneca, Clemson, we are so close. I mean, when people, when I tell them I'm from Seneca, they don't know where it is. I'll say Clemson University. Oh, I don't know exactly where Clemson is. So what we found out that there's 40,000, roughly up to 40,000 people that come in on a Friday night before a game. Not all those folks like to go to bars and go out to movies, and they want to try different stuff. So we're advertising to that market, and we're going to get to them and tell them, hey, there's a great experience just 10 minutes up the road. Come visit and enjoy the city. And we're going to give them opportunity, maybe jazz, maybe comedy nights, or just we're going to try different things and see what really works and take advantage of those 40,000 that's in town. If we get 10%, I don't know if our town can handle it.
Yeah, that's been an untapped market here.
No, nobody's even touching it. So we're going after it.
Seneca has a special events coordinator. What about other towns who don't? Do you think it is beneficial to add somebody like that, maybe use those creative financing means to fund the positions? Do you think that that is something that other towns, more towns, should try?
I think so. Find the right person that really loves promoting events, that loves the city, that wants to see the city grow and just really thrives off just the city. And if you find that person and they have that mix of being excited about upcoming events and putting on events and trying new things, thinking outside the box, I think it's great, because in city administration there are so many people that are involved that don't have time to devote to that special event. It's kind of like, hey, Richard, I know you're taking care of the water and the sewer. Hey, can you take care of traffic on Saturday? You know, you've got so much going on. Sometimes things fall through the cracks. With a special events coordinator, he can focus and zero in on that, so there's zero problems.
Violet Johnson, thank you
Richard,
very much.
thank you. Again, thank you for you guys coming to this area, promoting